All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1020, Jenkins case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Harrison?
Yes.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I am here today to request child support and back pay for my 2-year-old daughter.
Okay. And where is Dad?
That's a really good question. I'm wondering the same myself.
I mean, me too. It looks like he was served to be here today.
Yep.
So we can just continue without him.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know how much Dad makes? Do you have any financial information on him whatsoever?
I know he definitely makes over $100K a year.
Okay. And what does he do for a living?
He's a neurosurgeon.
Neurosurgeon, all right. Do you have an exact...
Ms. Harrison is fighting for child support and unpaid expenses for her 2-year-old daughter. But things take an unexpected twist when the child's father, a well-paid neurosurgeon, fails to show up in court, despite being properly served. His absence doesn't slow things down, though. The judge wastes no time moving forward with the case. Ms. Harrison claims that he earns over $130,000 a year, yet hasn't contributed a single dollar to their child's care. Now, with the judge ready to make a ruling on his financial responsibilities, this case is turning into a legal showdown you won't want to miss.
Amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you know how long he's been a neurosurgeon?
About at least 7 years.
7 years, okay. And you said he makes over 100. Do you have an exact number that he makes?
If I had to guesstimate, I would say about 130.
130? That's about average?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And did you do any research to see if that was like customary for somebody who's been a neurosurgeon for all that time? Or is that like entry?
I think that's about average, so it definitely could be higher.
Okay. So we'll just base it at that then.
Okay.
Okay. And then you say you're requesting back pay.
Yes.
For the past 2 years, he hasn't provided anything?
That's correct.
Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. My name is Vonda Bailey and I'm a licensed attorney in the state of Texas, and I handle matters that are related to child support, child custody, divorce, and adoption. So if you need help in any one of those areas, please feel free to give me a call. Anything?
That's correct.
Okay. Did your daughter go to daycare or anything like that?
Yes, but I provide health care and daycare for my daughter.
Thank you for saying that. How much is health care?
That is about $125.
$125?
Monthly, yes.
Okay. And the $125, is that for your daughter only, or is that for you as well?
Daughter only.
Okay.
Ms. Harrison takes the stand with confidence, laying out her case with precision. She makes it clear the father, a neurosurgeon earning around $130,000 a year, has more than enough to support their daughter, but has chosen not to. Despite his high income, he hasn't contributed a single dollar, leaving her to cover everything on her own: healthcare, daycare, and all the essentials. The judge listens closely, clearly taking note of the financial gap between them. Her testimony is powerful, painting the picture of a mother fighting for what her child rightfully deserves. With each statement, the case gains momentum, pushing toward an unavoidable verdict.
Let's see. So we're going to do some calculations here. Does he have any other children?
Yes, he has 2 other children.
2 other children. Okay. So based on 16%. And he will have to reimburse you the $125 back per month for the child. He's not here to dispute or say anything different, so it'll be based on the testimony that you provide, assuming of course that you're being honest about what the numbers are. Based on 130, roughly about 130, I have his gross at $11,333 a month, which brings his net to $8,550. Reimbursement for the $125 health insurance child support amount comes out to $1,485. Now you said you want back child support. Are you asking for that for the past 24 months since your daughter has been born, or?
Yes.
Okay.
He's been in and out of the picture, but not financially, and I truly believe parenting it takes both sides to be there, so.
I mean, correct. I just wasn't sure if you were asking from the date of birth or it was a certain number of months that you were looking for.
Yeah, 24 months.
24 months, okay. So, 1,485 at the past 24 months is $35,640 a month. So, what we'll do, because that number is so high, is add $500 for the back pay.
My name's Naru Witherspoon. I'm an attorney and I'm licensed in Illinois, Texas, and Missouri. I handle cases for families all over the nation. And I want to talk to you about Vonda Bailey. Vonda Bailey is a family law attorney and she handles high-profile, high-net-worth cases. If you're listening to this message and you're a high-value individual, a high-profile individual, you must give Vonda Bailey a call. What does that mean? If you have properties, if you have assets, if you have 401k plans, compensation packages that are complex, I want you to give Vonda Bailey a call. Vonda Bailey, she's an amazing attorney. She might be expensive, but it's worth it. Give Vonda Bailey a call.
And the judge gets straight to work, carefully calculating the father's child support obligation based on his $130,000 yearly income. Factoring in necessary expenses, like healthcare and his 2 other children, the final decision is made. He must pay $485 per month in child support. But Miss Harrison isn't done yet. She pushes for back pay covering the past 24 months, and the judge grants it without hesitation. To cover the carbiorand $35,640 in arrears, an extra $500 per month is tacked onto his payments. Since the father skipped court, he loses any chance to dispute the ruling, and the judge issues a default order on the spot. This case is a prime example of how failing to show up in court can lead to major financial consequences. The ruling is final, and there's no escaping the outcome.
Pretty much after the $35,640 is paid off, the $500 that you will be receiving additionally will go back down to the $1,485. So $1,485 plus $500, that brings your monthly obligation, his monthly obligation that you will receive for the child to $1,985. Okay? And that obligation will start on the 1st of next month, and once the withholding order and everything goes to his employer, you'll receive that amount every month. Okay? Now, he has the right to come back and dispute that if he believes the amount is incorrect, but today, because he didn't show up, I'm going to go ahead and enter a default.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have any other questions?
Just one quick question. If my number is lower and it turns out that he does with you more, is that number going to change?
That's a great question, and yes, it will change.
Okay.
Unless he can, like I said, if he can bring in something that shows differently, and if he brings in any financial documents that shows that it's higher, his child support will be raised.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, if there's nothing further, you are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Before wrapping up the case, the judge makes one thing clear. The father does have the right to challenge the ruling later, but only if he can provide solid proof that his actual income differs from the court's estimate. Until then, the decision stands, and Miss Harrison will receive $1,985 per month, including the arrears repayment plan. The judge delivers a firm warning. Ignoring court orders comes with serious financial and legal consequences. This case is a clear lesson for anyone thinking they can dodge responsibility. Courts don't wait for no-shows, and neither does justice. Judge Werby sums it up perfectly. The father's absence didn't protect him from a ruling. It only made things worse. By skipping court, he lost his chance to argue his case, and the court moved forward without him. Once someone is served, showing up isn't optional, and the law will step in to make sure children receive the support they deserve. At its core, this case is about more than just one parent avoiding responsibility. It's a clear message. From the legal system, you can try to run from court, but you can't escape the consequences.